Hey everyone, this is Dhruvin and I welcome you all to my Power-Ups Mixed Reality Tech series. You are watching fourth part of this series, and in this session we are going to talk about one of the important component of mixed reality, which is measure in mixed reality. So now let's get started. During this session we are going to create this type of power-ups where we are going to measure distance, area, volume, and area and volume together. Right now let me explain you. Whenever, let's say, I'm clicking on distance, so it will show you different measurement units, like in which unit you want to measure the object. So basically from centimeters, meters, feet and inches you can select anyone, and then you need to click on measure in MR. Once you click on that, it will open the camera and you can measure the object with the mixed reality in the real time. Now let me show you how it will look like into actual mixed reality device. So this is the pre-recorded video that I have done with my mobile phone. So now let me play that for you and let me explain you. Now let's say I'm clicking on distance from here. Now I'm choosing centimeters from the measurement. Now I'm just clicking here and it is opening my camera. Now this is the laptop which I want to measure, and you can see that different dots are there. Now let's say I'm clicking on here and let's say I just want to measure this particular surface. So I just need to move my camera and need to measure the distance. Here also you can see that I am measuring the diagonal over here, so it is looking like this 22 and 38 centimeter. Now we can click the camera as well, like we can take a picture of that. So we are going to store that picture and all the measurements are showing over here, right? So this is how we can measure the distance. Now let's say for an example, if I want to measure into some another unit, so we just need to select the appropriate unit from our app, and then let's say we selected the meters from there, and now I am measuring this diagonal which is around 38 centimeter over here. So it will convert that particular centimeter into meters, right? So you can see that 0.38 meters are available here, right? Now let's say I'm measuring area. Area is something like, let's say we have selected centimeters from here, and now we are opening the camera. Now I wanted to measure the area of this laptop, right? So basically whenever you select the area, you just need to drag the surface one by one, right? I just place that and another connected dot is appearing automatically. So it will all the dots are connected with each other over here. So you can see that uh, it created the entire rectangle here, and as you can see that once all the dots are connected, it is showing all the surface with its distance, right? We just need to take a picture and we are getting all the areas information with its picture over here, right? So this is how we can measure the area over here, right? Now same way, let's go for volume. Volume is something which is based on the dimensions, like we should have x, y and z direction. So let's say I want to measure the volume with respect to surface of this laptop. So I'm just clicking here and also this is also the connected dots. So same like area, we have connected dot structure over here, but now we have one z axis as well. So we just need to define the height as well. Like let's say I want to have the height like this, 14 centimeters. So this type of cube area will be created. So this will show all the measurement of that, and based on that we can calculate our volume as well, right? You can see that all the dimensions has been added here. Now based on that, after all, we can perform some other calculations as well. Now let's say I am placing any uneven object over here. Let's say I am placing an object like this triangle, right? Now I'm just defining its height, right? So the object is something which is looking like this, right? It looks really amazing. Now I want to check like how many space will it require into some specific portion, right? So what can I do here is like I can also move that object and place that anywhere, so that I can know like if the object will be fit into that specific area or not, right? And also all the measurement and all the images are appearing here. Now let's consider one more example of one more uneven object. So I'm just defining this house structure over here, right? You can see that I'm connecting different dots over here, and I'm preparing a structure like this, right? Now whenever I'm defining the height, this structure will look like this, right? So that is how we have get an idea like how the structure will look like into a real world, as well as we can also change its position. We can view that into different dimensions. Like you can see that the object is placed at the same place, but I can take the photograph at the different angles, so that I can understand like this object will look like this from this direction, from this direction it will look like this, right? And based on that it will provide all the measurements to us that for the further analysis. Like, isn't that amazing, right? Now let's say I'm creating one polygon over here like this, right? So the polygon is looking like this. I'm creating a 5-side polygon here, and now I'm just defining its height. So the polygon will look like this over here, right? So also you can define any shapes over here. Also you can measure the specific product as well, like as we have defined the volume of the, let's say laptop, or let's say if you have any other objects in your place, you can also get the volume from there as well, right? But here one thing is that Power Apps did not define the direct formulas for area and volume and all. We need to make some further calculation on that, but definitely I hope Microsoft will release that feature launch, as this is experimental. But at this moment let's focus on the things that we are getting from the out of the box manner. Right, now I just selected area and volume together, so it will provide us both the information, area with respect to volume as well. So same way, let's measure the area of this particular laptop, and with respect to that we will provide one height as well, so we will get an idea about the height and volume. So we will get an idea about area and volume. So you can see that it is looking like this square box. Area we can define with the path length, and volume is something which can also be defined with some other properties. You can see that all the areas are all the area properties is being displayed here, and volume related property display as well here. Now you are curious about how to develop this particular app, right? Which are the steps? So now let me get started with the development procedure step by step. Before we get started, first of all let me clear out some things. First thing is that I am going to provide the code of this particular app into my GitHub repository. Link is down below in the description box. You can download this particular app from my GitHub and you can practice accordingly. So stay focused only on the learning. Everything is available on my GitHub. You can directly import that and use that application for your system. No worries on that part. But first of all, focus on only exploring the area of mixed reality. Now let me get started from scratch and let me show you how I developed this app. First of all, go to make.powerapps.com. Now from apps, I am going to create blank canvas app. Let's create an app for phone layout. First of all, let me save the application. Now, as we all know that mixed reality is experimental feature at this moment when I am recording this video. For that, make sure that you have enabled the preview feature. For that, go to the file menu and go to settings. Now under settings, click on advanced setting. Now in the preview features, you will be having an option mixed reality features. Make sure that it is turned on. If the feature is turned off, you will not be able to use the mixed reality component, right? Now this is the Power Apps mobile screen that we have on our page, right? Now first of all let me explain you different properties of this component, and then we are going to create the app that I have shown in the demo step by step. Go to the insert menu, go to mixed reality, and now here we have an option measure in MR. Now measure in MR is something which measure the real world distance, area and volume using device with the mixed reality. Just click on that. So it will add one component over here like this, right? Now everything is based on this component's property, right? Now which are those property? Let me explain you. First is unit of measurement. Unit of measurement is something at this moment it is supported 4 unit of measurement: centimeters, feet, inches and meters, right? So let's say I'm selecting feet, means it has the property microsoft.measureInMR.units.msr feet, right? Same way these properties we can set based on our requirement. Now we are going to create this unit of measurement property dynamically. I will show you how to do that. Second property is measurement type. At this moment, as I shown in my demo app, we have four different measurement types over here. So these types are this one. The first one is area, second one is area and volume together, third one is distance, and fourth one is volume, right? Right. So based on our requirement, we can choose the different measurement type from here, right? We are also going to set this measurement type dynamically based on the button click, right? So we are going to do that later on this session. Now let's start our development process. Let's just rename this screen one as measure in MR, right? Because we are going to perform all the measurements over here. And now let me create one more screen named home screen. So let me just create one blank screen. Let me just move that up and let me just rename that screen as home over here. Now let me just press four different buttons over here. So I'm just pressing four different buttons over here like this. Now what I want to do here is whenever I'm clicking on distance, basically in this particular property for measurement type, distance should be automatically created, right? This type of configuration I wanted to have here, right? Now let's just change any of the property and let's check its value. So it is accepting a value in this type of format, Microsoft.measure in mr.measurement type.area and volume, right? Now from here what we are going to do here is we are navigating to this screen as well as we are passing the context variable for switch case. So let's say from here I'm navigate to this particular screen measure in MR, and I'm just creating one context variable measurement, and I am passing distance over here because I'm clicking on this button. Now for area I am passing value as area. For volume I am passing the context variable as volume, and for area and volume I am passing context variable as area and volume. So this is my context variable, right? Now what happen here is, let's say whenever I'm clicking here on any button, I am redirected to this particular screen. Now for this component I need to make sure that I would be having measurement type value as the context variable, right? So let me just click that and let me just write some line of code over here. So basically I just need to pass one switch case here based on the different condition, right? So what I'm going to pass here is, let me just add one switch formula over here, and now let me just explain to you. So basically this is the context variable that we have defined into screen 1. So I'm getting the value over here. If the value is distance, its value would be Microsoft.measurement in mr.measurement type.distance. If it is area, its value would be dot area. If it is volume, its value should be dot volume. And if it is area and volume, its value would be area and volume, right? So this is how one switch case we have defined here, right? So we just defined one single part over here. Now let's create drop down for unit of measurements. Go to the insert menu. From input, let's select drop down. This is the similar one that we have created in the previous session. So let me just provide items value as specific here. So I'm just defining my items as centimeter, meters, feet and inches, right? Now whatever the value would be selected, based on that property should be filtered, right? Unit of measurement is accepting a value in a form of Microsoft.measure_in_mr.units.msr meters. So now we are going to use similar switch case over here as well. The switch will be looking like this. What is the value, that is drop down one dot selected dot value. If it is centimeter, then the value should be Microsoft.measure in mr.units.msr centimeters. Same way for meters, it is MSR meters. For inches, MSR inches, and for feet, MSR feet, right? So this is how the code will be looking like. Now we have configured this both the properties dynamically. Now we just need to check, like let's say whenever I'm clicking on measure in MR and I'm drawing some patterns on my mixed reality, then I should have the different properties. So how can I get that property? Now let me explain you that thing in detail. So first of all, let me show you Microsoft blog post over here, where they have defined that whenever we click on measure in MR, we are getting this many of properties. Now most importantly, two properties are important. First is measurements and second one is measurement detail. Now measurements property is something which provides two different things. One is length and one is unit. Length is something, let's say I'm selecting one, I'm connecting two dots, so whatever the distance in between those 2 points is defined as a length. And unit meaning which unit have you selected for your app. Let's say it is centimeter, meter or inches or feet, that unit will be displayed over there. So this is the one property, that is measurements property. So you will be getting measurements property as your control name dot measurements. So you will be getting table containing these two properties, right? Now if you wanted to have some detailed information about your measurement, then you need to use a property measurement details. Measurement table describes the measured volume and areas composed of unit, height and path length, right? Now unit means the unit that unit unit means centimeter, meters, inches or feet. Height means for 3D volume we are defining the height. For 2D objects the height would be 0, right? Path length is something which is the total length of the path, right? And segment is something which will give you one more table, which will give you the direction of x, y and z axis over there, as well as it will provide the length to you as well, right? Now you will be getting better idea once we have that implemented into this app, and once I test this particular app I will explain you which property we are getting from there, right? Now let me get started over here and let me show you how to use these properties. Now first of all we are going to load this particular table, that is measurements. Now for this specific thing we are going to add one gallery control over here. In order to add gallery, first of all what you need to do here is insert, go to the gallery control. This will add one gallery control like this. You just need to define that gallery control as title only from here, right? Now we just need to define the data source. So just click on data source, that is the name of the component, dot its property, that is measurements, right? So table format will be provided here, that will give you two different values. One is unit and one is length. So you just need to create two different label over here that will look like this, unit and length. So you just need to add two different label, unit as this item dot unit and length is this item dot length, right? You just need to pass that thing over here, right? Now let me just remove this gallery, right? So we are getting the first property, that is measurements property, that I have defined here, right? Now let's talk about this measurement details. So basically it has two different things. First is this one and second one is segment table. So we are having two different table. So basically in order to do that we should have the gallery in gallery structure over there. Now let me explain you that thing in detail. So first of all let me just copy this particular structure from here, and now let me paste that into this particular app where we are developing this one, and now let me explain you that thing in detail. How did I do that, right? Now first of all what you need to do here is go to insert menu and click on one gallery control from here. So I'm just adding the vertical gallery from here. Now we just need to set this particular thing as a title over here and just remove some unwanted things from here, right? Now what we need to do here is in data source we just need to provide component name, that is measure in mr1 dot measurements detail, right? So this will give you one more table over here, right? So this table will give you this many of property. One is unit, so this item dot unit, height, this item dot height. So for 3D objects it will give you height, for 2D object it would be 0, and path length is a summation of all the length that you have selected, right? Now one another thing, we have defined these three properties. Now we just need to have one more table over there, right? So we just need to add one more gallery control inside this gallery. So just select this gallery, click on edit icon, and now click on one more gallery over here. So I'm just adding one more vertical gallery over there. So it will add one more gallery inside my gallery control, right? So this is my top gallery, and inside that this second gallery has been added, right? Now what we need to do here is let's just increase the height. You just need to do very careful about this. this will take some design time as well, so I'm not going to show you the design component over here. You can design that by own. So here also, like once we add this particular gallery over here, same thing we need to do here. We just need to define that only title, and then we need to add 4 different labels inside this thing, right? So this will look like this. Like here we just need to whenever we define this particular gallery, inside that we just need to provide its data source. Inside the data source we just need to provide this item dot segments, right? For this child gallery we just need to provide data source as this item dot segments, right? That will give you 4 different value: this item dot direction x, this item dot direction y, this item dot direction z, and this item dot length, each individual length for items, right? So we just need to add that thing. So basically we are getting 2 different things for this particular gallery. For top gallery we would be having measurements detail, and for child gallery we have this item dot segments, right? So hope this is clear for you now. Now let me just remove this unwanted gallery from here. Now we need to do one more thing. Like whenever we are taking the measurement, we just wanted to store that photo as well, right? For that what we are going to do here is we are just going to add one more gallery. From gallery, let's select this horizontal image gallery. So I'm just adding that image gallery over here to capturing the image. So let's just place this gallery over here. Now we just need to define the data source. Just click on data source. Now here what we need to provide here is just provide the component name here, measure in mr1 dot we have photos property. So just select photos. So it will add the photos over here inside this gallery, right? Now for the image component, it will automatically take the image URI over there, right? So that is how we can capture the photo. Now one more important thing that we need to do here is, let's say we need to add a back icon over here. So let's just add one back icon. We just need to use a function back, and inside that we just need to provide the transition, that is cover, right? With respect to that, we wanted to hide this particular gallery and images as well. Now let's say for an example, what we need to do here is let's say whenever this measure in mr capture the image, only at that time this value should be appear. Now when we go back and come back with some another thing, we just need to reset everything, and for that what we need to do here is we just using one context variable to show and hide this thing. For that let me show you this thing in detail. So basically we have added back button and reset button here, and on reset button we are just resetting everything that is already present on the screen. So basically I'm just adding a condition that on resetting I just wanted to make all of this field as hidden, right? So I'm just setting that context variable here as gallery visible, as well as on the page start I'm defining that same variable, that whenever the page is loaded it would be visible false by default. Whenever something is changed over here inside this component, so I'm just defining on change event. So on change only I just wanted to define that as true, right? So I'm just defining that as true, so it will show everything to you over here, right? So this is something that we wanted to do. Now I think we have developed everything. Now let's try to run this application, and let me just publish this app, and now let me connect my phone to demonstrate this feature in detail. So I'm just going to save this one, and let me just click on publish. Here I am on my phone, and let me just open my PowerS application over here from my mobile application. So now I have an application, mixed reality measure in MR. So I'm just selecting that application from here. Now we have the different options available over here. Now first of all let me taste the distance over here. So let me just click on distance. Now I'm choosing measurement unit as centimeters. Now I'm clicking on measure in MR. That is opening my camera, and now I am trying to connect the dots over here. So you can see this type of dots has been appeared. Now I'm clicking on this particular plus icon from here, right? Now I'm just measuring its length. So you can see that length is showing as 31 here. Now let's say I'm just want to measure its diagonal as well. So I'm just clicking on this one, clicking on plus, and now I'm measuring its diagonal like this, right? Now I want to capture this image as well, so I'm just clicking on my camera. So this is looking like this. Now let me just click on submit, and here we are. The unit is centimeters. The first length captured here is 31 and second length is 37. So we are getting this thing using this property. So that was our measurements property. Now measurement in detail property is something that is give you the centimeters. Now this is 2D component, so height is 0. Path length is something, for this particular case, distance case, it is showing 31 for the first one, and it is showing its x, y and z direction and its length as 31. Now for second one, you can see that the path length is 37 because these both are separate lines, so it doesn't create a summation here. So we are getting that length and x, y and z direction over here, right? So this is something that is about measuring the distance, right? And same way we have captured two images over here, right? Now let's do one more thing. Let's just use the another one, which is area. So now let me just click on area, and now let's just demonstrate this. I'm just clicking on area. Now I'm selecting centimeter from here. Now I'm just clicking on this particular measure in MR, and I will try to find out the area of my laptop. So this is the laptop, and you can see the different dots being appeared here. Now let me just select this corner, just click on plus icon. Now I just want to stop. Now I just want to stop here. Now it will automatically create the second dot for you. Now you just need to move here. So 24 centimeter. Now again it shows this particular dot. It is auto connected. Let's select that. It is showing 32 centimeter, and same way now it is connected, right? And when all the dots are connected with each other, it is showing the area like this, right? Now you can also move this area and check like how this particular object will look like to specific other portion, right? This is my bed, and let's say I want to check like if I put this laptop over here, how many of space it will occupy. So I can check that over there, right? Now I just wanted to take this picture on, and sometime what happen here is that you are taking some measurement and you want to send that to your client, right, who is designing some furniture for you or some objects for you. So you can easily send it using this particular component. Now let me just take a picture of that, and now let me click on submit, right? So this type of properties are being showing here. Now let's just try to understand which are those properties. You can see here into the images we have 31, 24, 32 and 23 centimeter. So all of this individual line item is being showing into this particular thing, 31, 24, 32 and 23, right? Now same thing over here. Unit is centimeter, height is 0 because it's a 2D object. Now path length is 110. Now what do we mean by this? It is a summation of 31, 24, 32 and 23, that is total of 110, right? This is area, so it is showing you overall length. This is the area, so that is why it is showing you the overall length. Now direction x, y, z and length, it is showing the first object's xyz position. Same way for second object's xyz position, third one's xyz position and fourth one's xyz position and length, right? So we are getting this detailed information about the measurements over here, right? Now let's say I want to do one more thing. I just wanted to measure some uneven object over here. So can I do that? Let's see. Let's say I just wanted to measure triangle length, right? So I can just add triangle like this. So it places three different edges over here. Now I can also move these edges, right? Now let me just take a photograph, submit. So you can see that three different length has been captured, its path length has been captured, as well as each individual's xyz position has been captured, right? So this is something that you can directly send to your client as well, so they can calculate the area. At this moment, area is something which is not calculated automatically. Now for each object, formula is different, so at this moment it is not calculating automatically. In this app as well, I'm not going to calculate that here automatically, because user can draw any object, so it's not always right that this formula is applicable for this particular object. For rectangle the formula is different, for triangle the formula is different. So basically we just capturing this measurement, and based on that we can pass to our end client and can calculate that using formula and just find the area for us, right? Now let's consider one more example, that is volume. So now let me just click on volume, and now let me show you how to calculate the volume. Same way I am going to select centimeters from here. Now I am just clicking on measure in MR. Now let's say I am trying to draw some uneven object. So I am trying to draw one polygon. Right, now we need to provide one height. So let me just provide height as 33 centimeter. So it will draw an object like this, right? Now I can move my camera phone and I can check that from 3 dimension. I'm checking it that from the top view, from left hand side, from right hand side, from everywhere I can check out that. Now I can take a picture from different view. Let's say right, now I just wanted to check, like, what if I want to place that over here, right? So this will look like this. So I'm just trying to capture one more photograph, right? And now I'm submitting that. So here you can see that different images from different view that has been captured perfectly here. Now let's talk about the measurement property. So you can see that each length has been captured: 18, 14, 13, 16 and 13. The overall summation for the length is 74 and height is 33 that we have captured. So you can see that for this specific space the height is not 0 because our model is 3D. So it is showing 33 over here. Now it is showing X, Y and Z direction for everything. First one 18, second one is 14, third one is 13, fourth one is 16, then fifth one is 13. So for all the lengths it is providing X, Y and Z coordinates as well, right? And height we are getting from here. Now same as well, same like area, volume is not calculated automatically over here. It is something we need to manually calculate, because user can draw any component. Now let's say I draw here polygon. Now let's say instead of polygon I'm drawing one cube over here, then the volume formula will be different. So here we are capturing only length, so based on that it will look like this, right? Now let's check our last one, that is area and volume. That is the combination of both the things, right? You can measure area and volume, both the things, with this one. So let's say I am selecting this one from here. Now let's say, let me just draw one square, random square. You can see that my measurements are appear in the inches. Now area will be calculated based on this connected dots, but now we have selected area and volume, so let's select its height as well. So it will give you one cube like this, and based on that you can calculate your area and your volume, right? You can also check, like, whenever I place this cube, how it will look like to the specific position, right? So we can place like this and check that how the cube will look like and whether it will fit into the specific space or not. Now let me just submit that. Here we didn't capture any photo, so it is showing nothing over here in the below grid. Now you can see that different inches: 7.4, 8.3, 7.2 and 7.9. Its path length is summation here, its height is provided, and different XYZ position has been provided here. So this is how we can calculate our distance, area, volume, and area and volume together, right? Isn't that amazing? Do you find this feature is really helpful? I personally believe this is the game changer for Power Apps. You have created your mixed reality app without writing a single line of code. It's 100% no code solution, and you have created your mixed reality app by just placing some component and adding just few line of logic. That's all. Isn't that amazing? If you have any question, you can add your questions in the comment section, as well as download this code from the GitHub and practice. And if you face any issue, feel free to ask in the comment section. I will happy to answer your question. So I think we are good to end this session. In my next session, we are going to talk about one another mixed reality component, that is view shape in MR. And also, if you haven't visited my previous video, links are always down below in the description box. Just check out those links so you will be getting better idea. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. If you haven't visited my mixed reality series, I am going to provide that link in the description box. Also, you can go to home section on my channel and go to the Power Apps AI Builder section and just click on this particular link. That will be redirecting you to mixed reality playlist over here. You can check the entire series from there. Stay connected with me on all social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and WhatsApp. If you wish to receive the daily notification about my new video, just click on this link. It will be redirecting you to this form. Fill the form and you will be receiving daily notification on your WhatsApp number. Also, I am uploading my new video every day on Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent, Teams and SharePoint. So subscribe my channel to never miss any updates from my channel. Stay tuned with me. Have a great day. Goodbye.